People want to refocus on health and wellness in this new year, and sleep is a huge part of that. So what makes sleep so good for you, and how can you learn to sleep better? And what are you going to do in the waking hours that can help you either sleep better or make it worse? Well, we're joined now by an expert, Todd Anderson. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Happy New Year to you. Now, just for your background, for people who aren't aware, you're a former football player, played in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now you're telling us how to sleep. How did you get into this?
Yeah, it's quite the jump.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think I've been obsessed with human performance and optimization since really in high school. And that was from football. It was kind of, you know, how do I allow myself to perform at the highest level? But then that transition to how do I feel the best, optimize my brain, and live the longest I possibly can, right? So if you have any type of goal, whether it be business, physical, weight loss, you know, trying to put on muscle mass, you know, sleep is really the place you should start, because it increases the chances that you're going to follow through with that goal.
And you have a company, and you actually have some tools.
Yeah, for sure.
To help us get through this sleep pattern that we need to get through. So what are some of these things? I mean, this is an eye mask, right?
It seems pretty straightforward, but with the mask, the biggest thing is the psychological trigger, right? So anywhere we go, you're traveling, you're at home, light plays a huge impact on sleep. Even the light from a small alarm clock can impact your sleep, especially your deep sleep. So the mask is a cheap, easy way to make sure it's totally blacked out in your room.
This is tape for your mouth.
Yes.
Now, what? This seems pretty bizarre.
It does.
What is going on here with this?
That's the natural reaction.
Yeah, of course.
So what we've learned, I would say, over the last 5 years is really the power of nasal breathing. And in order for your body to truly be at rest, you need to be breathing through your nose. It's the healthiest, most efficient way for you to breathe. And what this is doing is just reminding your body to consistently breathe through your nose in the night. And it is a weird idea, but there's a ton of studies behind it and just how powerful breathing through your nose is. The other features that people really like is, one, it pretty much eliminates snoring. Usually the first night, it can reduce snoring substantially. You don't know how many messages we've gotten from wives and girlfriends like, you saved our marriage because my husband snored so much, and boom, right away it allows you to breathe more efficiently.
I mean, my wife would like this just in conversation sometimes for me to wear this thing. You were telling me before as well that this is tied to your nervous system. Yeah.
So honestly, your breath is the fastest, most direct link to your nervous system. And with all the stress in the world right now, you know, we're consistently in this higher state of nervous system space. As soon as you start breathing through your nose and slowing down your exhales, you slide your nervous system down to that, you know, that parasympathetic state, which is where you have to be when you sleep. So if you're breathing through your mouth consistently, it's like this low-level chronic stress you're experiencing throughout the entire day, and some people at night. Right now, about 60% of the population is breathing through their mouth at night.
So those are some of the products, but I gotta ask, because so many people have weird working hours.
Definitely. Me
included. I get up at 2:30 in the morning. So how do we keep that sleep consistent? And what can we do for the periods where sleep is all over the place, primarily on the weekends, you know, when you try to go back to a regular sleep cycle?
So if there's one thing that's the most important as far as getting optimal sleep, it is consistency in wake-up time and bedtime. But that's very hard because, you know, you're a normal person, you're functioning in society. But if you can stay within 30 minutes of your normal wake time and bedtime 7 days a week, that's going to be the best route you can go. But for someone like in your situation, I think understanding how sensitive our body is to light, right? So like our circadian rhythm, which is our body's natural clock, is very receptive to light. So something like the mask and just being aware of your screens and your lights in your house in the evening can be really powerful. Like, don't think about your bedroom and your living space as completely separate spaces. Think about it as a continuum. So as the night comes about, start dimming your lights gradually, you know, before dinner, and so your body is responding similarly to when the sun goes down. Even though it's just this artificial light, it's going to have a very similar reaction, and that actually triggers your melatonin production.
So it's a literal winding down.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, think about it as a winding down, not this, I'm awake, I'm having dinner, I'm in the living room, boom, I'm trying to go to bed. That's just not how our body works.
No, that makes sense, and that's why you suggest even taking a hot shower, and then you eventually, and then cool overnight in the bedroom.
Yeah, definitely. So when you expose yourself to heat, whether it be sauna, shower, even a bath can be great. When you expose yourself to heat, your body kind of overreacts and allows itself to cool down really, really fast because it's hot. So what that does is allows your body to get into that, you know, that lower core body temperature faster, and then you'll get into those deep sleep cycles, that REM sleep, far more efficiently.
All right, so before we leave people, hit us with the 4 tips that we need to know that we can walk away from.
4 tips. Number 1, by far, is consistent wake time and bedtime. So staying within that 30 minutes. I would say number 2 is control the light. So just think about, think about the light in your screens in all aspects, whether it be in your living room and the bedroom, 4 hours leading up to bedtime. Just try to gradually taper that off. Number 3 would be aware of your hydration. A lot of people wake up often in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. So try to front load your hydration the first 12 hours a day and then taper it off gradually throughout the night.
That's a great tip.
And then the 4th is just relax. The more you think about sleep, the worse you're going to sleep. People are becoming obsessed with sleeping well for good reason. But if you're up in the middle of the night and you can't fall back asleep after 20 minutes, get up, take your mind off it. Don't beat yourself up, because you're never going to just stress your way into sleeping more.
And so we appreciate it. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Wish you great, good sleep. All this stuff, by the way, on your website. And
dreamrecovery.io. We have tons of specials, but the mouth tape is one. I know it's scary, but just try it.
This is great. I'm telling you, my wife would love this. This would be for not the sleep reason, just to kind of keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
All the great tips that we've got to improve your sleep in this new year in 2024 on our website, abc7ny.com.